Cross-channel marketing is all about using different types of marketing to reach the same goal. The different ways you can market your goods or services are called marketing channels. Some examples of marketing are SEO marketing, content marketing, email marketing, and social media marketing. Cross-channel marketing is a way to connect with your audience that doesn't use just one channel or site. Instead, you use a mix of channels to create a whole and consistent experience for your customers throughout their entire journey. Let's use an example to show what I mean. Imagine that you want to make a cross-channel marketing plan for a business that sells healthy meal boxes that are already made. How could the user's path look? First, a lead, a possible customer, sees a paid Google ad about your healthy, easy-to-make meal boxes. When they click the link, they go to a blog post that talks about the value of eating well-balanced meals and then compares some of the most popular meal box services. They like the post, so they use the pop-up window at the end of the blog post to sign up for your email program. Now you can send them mail. The first email they get continues the trip they've already started. It tells them how your product or service can improve their life and help them solve a specific problem, like wanting to eat healthy but not having time to cook. All of these marketing platforms work together to reach the same goal, which is to solve one pain point. People often think that multi-channel marketing and cross-channel marketing are the same thing, but they aren't. Multi-channel marketing also uses more than one way to sell, but each way is used to reach a different goal. Let's talk more about the difference between these two ways of doing things. How is cross-channel marketing different from multi-channel marketing? Cross-channel marketing and multi-channel marketing both use more than one marketing platform, but they are not the same thing. The way that cross-channel and multi-channel marketing use their marketing platforms is what makes them different. Cross-channel marketing uses more than one way to lead a buyer to a single purchase or sale. Multi-channel marketing, on the other hand, uses many platforms to get different kinds of conversions. For example, the brand's Twitter account might get you to sign up for their email list, but their YouTube account is only about getting you to subscribe to the channel and grow their following. In multi-channel marketing, efforts aren't focused on a single goal like they are in cross-channel marketing. What are the perks of marketing across more than one channel? We've seen how cross-channel marketing works, so it's easy to see what it can do for a business. But if you're still not sure, we'll give you a few more reasons. Cross-channel marketing puts the customer or user first by focusing on a specific problem across different platforms. This gives the customer or user a better experience. It makes users feel like they are more than just a number, that they are seen. This makes customers happier and more likely to come back. Repeated exposure. Studies have shown that seeing ads for a brand or service over and over again can make potential customers feel more positive about it. This can make people more likely to buy as a result. You can improve your chances of making a sale by staying in touch with customers on multiple platforms and giving them information they find useful. Reach. This is true for all types of multi-channel marketing. The more channels you use, the more people you can reach. Over time, you'll probably find that some marketing outlets are better than others for reaching your target audience, but it's still more reach. Better return. Return on investment, ROI, goes up when ads are better focused, customers are more involved, and the customer experience is better. Overall, good personalized marketing builds a strong brand image that shows future customers they can trust you. Integrated analytics makes it easier to keep track of key performance measures like clicks, leads, and conversions because all marketing efforts are working toward the same goal. Cross-channel marketing does a better job of nurturing leads than multi-channel marketing does. Multi-channel marketing is less organized than cross-channel marketing, which becomes clear when brands start to track their progress. Now that we know cross-channel marketing works, how do you run a good cross-channel marketing campaign? When you are planning your strategy, keep these three things in mind. Study. A marketing campaign can't work without the right amount of study. Who are you trying to reach? Where can you find them? Are they more likely to use social media or search engines? Your study should lead to detailed buyer profiles, also called personas. Finding tools that go well together. When you have buyer personas, it's easier to figure out which marketing platforms would work best for each of them. Some routes don't work well with others. For example, if you want to focus a lot on SEO marketing, you should put more money into writing than social media, since the two go hand in hand. Analytics. Serious data analysis is needed for a campaign to work. You need to know that your marketing strategy is doing more than just making an impact. Some important measures to keep an eye on are clicks, subscriptions, traffic, and conversions. Cross-channel marketing works very well because it puts the customer first. With this marketing strategy, brands and businesses use more than one way to sell a product or service. This method is easier to track and study than basic multi-channel marketing because it is more organized, more focused, and easier to track. 9 strategies for voice search optimization. 1. Question. For voice search optimization to work, you need keywords and long-tail terms. Most of the time, when people use voice search devices, they ask the whole question instead of just putting in a few short-tail terms. For example, you might say, "Hey Alexa," or "Hey Siri," or "Ach Google," and ask, "How can an SEO service help me optimize my website for search engines?" On the other hand, if you had to type the same thing, you might have gone for a short-tail keyword like SEO service, website SEO optimization, etc. The main reason for the difference is that when people type, they have to deal with more pain and look for the full question for a longer time. So they like to use short tail terms and see what Google can do for them. Voice searches, on the other hand, have made it easier for people to find answers to long questions without putting in a lot of time and effort. Voice search devices can now understand the user's question very well, which might be why 60% of people say they'll never go back to putting it all out. Most voice search queries have a lot of question words in them, so to make your content more useful for voice search, you should add keywords like how, what, where, when, why, etc. As we've already talked about, voice searches make more sense when you use long-tail terms. So you could ignore long-tail versions of the keywords for no good reason. According to Backlinko, the average Google voice search result is at a 9th grade level. This means that using a lot of clever words and hard words could hurt your chances of showing up in voice search results. Instead, you could take this chance to add conversational content that sounds like how people talk to voice agents. You could use I, thee of thee, on thee, to, for, me, etc. as filler words. 2. Use schema markup to give your information a sense of place. Schema is the markup for organized data that helps search engines understand what your content is about. Schema code has a big effect on SEO, especially when it comes to rich snippets. Schema code is meant to help search engines find your site by giving them a full picture of what your content is about and what your goals are. When you use schema code as part of your voice search strategy, you're just giving search engines a sign of what you mean and how relevant it is. 3. Make sure you have an area for frequently asked questions. Most people who use voice search start with a question like who, what, why, how, when, etc. It means that the answer to their question needs to be short and given right away. You could use a part on your page called Frequently Asked Questions to answer all the questions a searcher might have about your target keyword. To get the voice search to listen, you must answer all of these questions in a natural way. Your website and web page must be technically sound and have style markup to help search engines better understand the content. You need to make sure that your site's navigation and information are easy to find and that it loads quickly. 4. Know who your customers are and make the right kind of material for them. Your voice search approach needs to be short, have the right tone, and be relevant. Voice search is used differently by millennials than by people from Generation Z or Generation Alpha. So, make a customer persona and use it to dig deeper into the content you make to help your persona with the most appropriate information. You can make a page with a headline that answers the most frequently asked question. Next, you could give a thorough answer to the keyword or explain what it means. After this, you could go into more depth about the topic to solve all of the searcher's problems. Also, when making the material, pay attention to the digital marketing funnel. 5. Make sure your page loads quickly. SEO and voice search both depend on how quickly a website loads. It has a direct effect on the bounce rate and needs to be fixed right away. When you think about why people use voice search, you can see that they want quick answers. On the other hand, no search engine would use a slow website that takes billions of years to load to answer questions. So, if your website isn't up to date and doesn't load quickly, it defeats the whole point and optimization process. 6. For your voice search optimization plan to work, your website must be easy to use on mobile devices. In terms of SEO and voice search optimization, your site's growth depends on how well it works on mobile. In 2019, Google said that the way your website works on mobile devices has a direct effect on how it ranks. This change was made because the number of mobile users has grown a lot. People often say that you should put cell phones first. Have a website that is easy to use. Make sure that your site works well on mobile devices. Also, Google robots should be able to find their way around your site. 7. Do local search optimization to show up for near-me searches and rank for keywords that are important to your business in a certain area. Local SEO is the process of adjusting your website so that it shows up in local search results. It's important for any business with offices in a certain area or that wants to show up in searches made in that area. You might be surprised to learn that 46% of Google searches are for local information. Local SEO is important for voice search optimization because if you do a near-me voice search for any company, voice search devices like Siri, Alexa, etc. will list the businesses in order. 8. Voice search SEO in more than one language. Did you know that Google's voice search can understand about 120 different languages? This is great for the user experience, but it can make it very hard to rank, especially if people from all over the world visit your site. In this case, it's important to focus on international SEO and pay extra attention to voice search. Keep in mind that people tend to use voice search in their own language, which makes SEO in more than one language even more important. If you don't optimize your website for more than one language, people who look in their own language won't be able to find it. Annotations for reflang are very important for websites that handle more than one language. Google and other search engines can use these comments to figure out which version of a website to show a user based on their preferred language. For example, reflang lets people who speak Spanish see a website's Spanish version, and people who speak English see the English version. It is also a good idea to use the alternate tag with reflang to let Google know that the page is a translation and not a copy of another page. This helps keep duplicate information from being a problem. 9. Get better at making microdata. To make your website easier for Google to crawl and understand, you should fill out your Google My Business page and make a sitemap with information like the prices of your products, how to get to your store when it's open, and your contact information. You can also help Google understand your content better by using microdata. To improve your website's microdata, add markups for different uses. If you do these things, Google is more likely to use the information on your website to answer voice search questions.